Alright, welcome to Blades and Blasters. This is Hourglass, Chapter 6, I believe. And this is one of our solos. We're getting close to the end of the solo sessions here, for the beginning of the game at least. A couple more maybe, and then we'll have a full team in the next month or so. This session is based on a primal world, and the character in question is Zorath the Exiled. He's a bit of a primitive elf, and this morning he has returned to a place that he only comes ever so often to offer a sacrifice and an offering to the villagers. It is before dawn, and the canopy of trees, the lights, you can see just a bit of light begin to creep through them as Zorath waits outside of the village, hoping that today he will be able to join in the feasting and the revelry of people, where he is mostly outcast. And I'll let you go ahead and give a little introduction as you wait for the morning to actually come.
For sure. Zorath, of course, hunts and finds a decent bit of game, something to at least offer. He doesn't often make a great effort in his offerings. He doesn't exactly seek to gain entrance to a tribe permanently, but nonetheless, he hunts and offers as is required by tradition. And here's his intro. It has been 12 cycles since exile. Many seasons come and go. Zorath remains. Mother told Zorath to be cunning, fierce, fast. Zorath is as the storm. And Father told Zorath to be fearsome and confident. Zorath is the coming death. Zorath hunts still, thanks to parents' advice. Mother and father sleep in Malthun. Zorath is lonely. Many suns fall and no voice is heard. Zorath hunts many Kalthak and eats well. Zorath gathers fruit and devours mushrooms. Still, Zorath becomes strange. Hunt is only thing brings pleasure now. Zorath's blood boils and Zorath's eyes become like daggers. Fear, excitement. Zorath hunts larger prey now, but cannot waste. Must make time to make offerings. Zorath waits long for his hunts. But when hunt comes, Zorath revels in hunt. Zorath feels blood like sun touch upon face, warm and soothing. Zorath becomes curious. Hunt grows tiresome. Zorath plays with Haka today. Haka play and jump, squirming as Haka lurch from branch to branch. Zorath finds Haka not bite. Haka soft. Zorath keeps Haka for head when sleeping. Zorath eats the grasses in Haka eats the grasses in Zorath's pack. Zorath has friend. Haka dies. Meshvan rampage and Zorath cannot protect Haka. Aka is eaten and Zorath kills Meshvan. Zorath makes Meshvan suffer before death. Zorath repents. Meshvan hunts like Zorath. Zorath does not want to suffer. And with that, yeah, Zorath gathers his most recent kill and drags it on in towards the nearest tribe, passing through in one of the old traditional sites.
You begin to bring your hunt, your bounty, to the nearest tribe. Perhaps it is the tribe that you were exiled from. Perhaps not. It's up to you to decide. But you are able to see the outline of the small buildings, and you why don't you give me a perception roll?
For sure. Yeah, it's probably most of them are kind of nomadic, so they go from one settlement to the next, kind of almost switching place. Let me see. Perception. Here we go.
You see that there is some smoke still billowing about. It's not recent, particularly, you think? Like a fire has been put out. It's kind of strange for any fires to be made unless there's cooking. You suppose that there could be some cooking the beginning feast of the day, but it doesn't seem like it's enough smoke. Just to bear, like it's like a day old smoke. And also you don't see any activity down there.
Yeah, Zorath has seen such signs before. Certain megafauna of the planet, much akin to Earth's T-Rexes and such, huge reptilian predators, can tend to make messes of any long-standing structures. He just hopes that people have been spared, if that is the case, or that maybe it is just some mistaken fire that someone has lazily not put out, despite the risk of attracting too much attention. Zorath ducks low as he drags his kill closer. If nothing else, it can be used as bait against whatever haunts the place. For now, though, he creeps in the underbrush, ever closer to see if the tribe survives.
You creep in closer to see what is there. Go ahead and give me a stealth roll, by the way.
For sure. School stealth.
You head into the place, the tribe, and the first thing you see is not too far away on the outskirts of the village. You see a man, probably near your age, and he's lying on the ground face down, his face in this little pool of water. There's a pond in the middle of this tribe. You don't see any obvious signs of trauma, like being eaten by a reptilian creature or bitten or anything like that. But as you kind of look him over a bit, you see that there's like this... he's bare-chested, like most people are here, and on his back you see there's this burn mark, maybe, right in the center. It's hard to tell what it is exactly.
Yeah, Zorath sits low and crouched in the brush as he looks at this strange marking. Nothing he's probably seen before, except for maybe a flaming spear, and maybe they pulled it, unless there's not enough gore for that.
There's no puncture wound that you can see whatsoever.
Interesting. Nonetheless, it could be some new species. Mutants aren't uncommon, and some true horrors have been seen before. Zorath creeps closer, sniffing the air and trying to remain quiet, his spear at one side. The kill today is, ironically enough, a haka, a large, feline-like almost caterpillar, covered in a thick fuzz. Just a simple hunt. He keeps it close as he heads further in, looking for any more bodies.
As you do move in a bit, you see several bodies strewn about, lying in various positions, some of them with clubs and spears in their hands. Women, children, men. You see perhaps 24 people killed all about in various positions.
Zorath kind of thinks to himself, many die this day. But what kills? And there's this kind of moment where his pupils begin to kind of dilate a little bit as he scans the horizon, and the grin kind of erupts on his face as he lets go of the little haka corpse that he was dragging along for offering. Kind of leaves it under some heavy brush, and then begins to lurk again. Perhaps we have a greater hunt this day. Presses forward through the brush, creeping low with his spear ready.
Yeah, you're looking around at, looking for anything you can. You don't see anything obvious right away. Go ahead and you already gave me a perception, right? So, yeah, one sec. Alright, one sec, sorry. Yeah.
Holy crap.
There, you don't notice what's happening, and you hear this, and out of the trees you see this flashing light as this scorching red hot thing hits your body on your back, we'll say. So that's 24. Yeah, that's going to be a wound.
Yeah, for sure.
And let me mark that down on your. I got to figure out what's wrong with that macro. It should prompt me for a couple things. Torso, other damage, 24. You don't have any armor, right? Well, you don't have any armor against that anyway. And you just feel the searing heat on your back. It's like no pain you've ever experienced. It came from the trees behind you somewhere. You're not.
Yeah, Zorath roars out in pain and kind of turns his spear up and at the ready, kind of backing towards whatever structure is closest. Ah! Who strikes? What is this?
You yell out and you hear no response.
Yeah, he looks around, seeing nothing. Yeah, he's going to book it under the heaviest cover he can find to shelter. Somewhere enclosed, perhaps one of the huts, so he can lure whatever has struck him in. Whatever it is, it's hard to spot, he seems.
That was mortal too. Yeah. So yeah, you get in the structure and nothing else happens for the moment. You're just sitting there waiting in pain.
Yeah. Zorath, he kind of gets in there and, well, he doesn't want to risk a fire. It'd be too dangerous. But, yeah, unless he can see what's there and he doesn't know. So he's going to, he has a small kind of a sling pack, essentially, he kind of has over his back. And he pulls that out. He's going to try and, put some, he starts chewing quite hard at some herbs and grabs some torn hide. He's going to try and put a bit of that over the wound, if I can try healing.
If you fail, just so you know, you can, but if you fail, then that counts as treated, which would, you can only treat a wound twice. So if you would fail, that would count as treated once, and then it could become permanent later on.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to go for it. He
Okay,
doesn't
go
really
ahead.
have... Yeah, in this situation, he's very hurt. He needs to try and cover that at least while he fights. So he'd try it. Mental. Here we go. Hopefully he does all right. What is the DC?
24.
The DC of the...
24.
Ooh. I gotta hope he does well. He'd certainly try. Nope.
Yeah, so that's treated
Bullshit.
once. We haven't broken down what it does. Right now, it's just a hardship.
Oh,
so.
that's right. The wound gives you a hardship, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Oh, fuck! I forgot about that.
No, you should have. You should have a hardship on that roll. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it'd be keep 3 normally. Yeah, because he has high.
You wouldn't have made it anyway.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't have made it.
Well, actually, you would have with all. So the thing is, you're technically. Well, let's think about this before we do this, because you're in combat right now. So well, technically you're out of combat, but we haven't converted it to actual ability damage, right? Which is what happens. It becomes attribute damage instead. So in combat, you take a wound hardship and a injury. So let's just say you didn't do that for now, before we get settled, because after combat, those wound hardships go away and the injury goes away.
Okay.
And so, but what happens is
I didn't realize.
it will affect some. It becomes like a something that can last forever. So that would be like it should subtract from various
Ooh. Yeah,
attributes.
Okay.
So
See, if you botch it twice, it's basically like, well, it's as
Yep,
bad as
it's
healed
it.
that way now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's just wait on that before you do that, okay? Because
All right. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't realize the hardship. I didn't even think.
I mean, we can convert it immediately, and I can remove the hardship, and I can remove the injury, and then you can try it again if you would like.
Nah, that's fine. But yeah, I mean, he'd be looking for cover.
Yeah, you have cover. You're in like one of these tents.
Okay, yeah, he sits with his spear kind of ready, eyes wide, watching for any kind of movement that goes towards the entrance.
Yeah, give me another perception roll.
Alrighty. Perception. And I believe you can use fortune. Right?
Yeah, you can use fate. You can use fate. You can spend a fate to add a benefit, or you could burn a fate to add a +20 to your roll.
Oh.
Burn. You never get them back, right? So.
Okay, yeah, I'll spend one for now.
Okay.
That seems fitting that he would do that. So it's one benefit?
Yeah, one benefit.
Alright, yeah, he's eyes wide, trying to find what struck him, waiting for it to kind of come near, and he's sitting there with that spear ready to thrust or throw however it needs to be.
Okay, so that's a good roll. Let me you are looking outside the beginning of the tent here, the entrance, and standing right in front of it, just all of a sudden you see something like glimmer, like in front of the entrance. It's very strange. it was like it was not there, and then you see it for a second, and it's not there, and you see it for a second, just like something, you're catching something very strange.
Yeah, he's seen strange creatures, but nothing like this before. Nothing so rapid. He can only presume it's something akin to the chameleon-type creatures of his world.
Yeah, and it's humanoid, right? So.
Yeah, the fact that he can't make it out and it's changing so quickly, and I mean, even like right there, that close, right in front of him, it's still not visible. He can't comprehend. But what he does know is this seems to be what did it, and he's got a spear, so he thrusts forward towards the thing if it's within range.
Let's see. Do I have a?
I'm obviously not going to do a rushed attack this time.
Yeah, give me just one sec here.
Yeah, for sure. I love this so much. It's perfect.
I would say that's about where we are.
Makes sense.
So you can go ahead and have this this attack. We'll say you guys have 0 AP spent right now.
Alrighty. Yeah. Zorath will kind of. You can 5-step and attack.
Well, you can do a lunge. You can do a lunge attack. You can do a lunge. So lunge is. Oh,
I think.
I think it's lunge is actually just 4 AP and no.
Oh yeah, because it lets you attack and move in.
Yes, yes it does. It's a -3 to your attack, but you can move and attack once.
Yeah, he'd be going for it. He doesn't really have a choice right now. This thing dealt him quite a wound as he steps forward with this big, massive thrust of his spear, both hands gripping it tightly. Not blood dripping.
It's a scorch mark.
Muscle kind of twitching from the burns that kind of ate through his skin. So here we go. So it's -3.
Yeah, just put that in your additional mods.
Yep. Okay. Menu.
Everything else is calculated already.
Benefits, hardships. Those are already factored in. And then I'm getting the +1 from my two-handed grip from adaptable.
That's post roll modifier, so don't add that in. Yep, that's for damage only.
Oh, okay, cool. So we can just do that aside. Right, so it's -3 then.
Yeah, you got to make sure you hit first.
With the +1. Oof.
So you did a range. Did you do a range? Oh no, there it is. I'm sorry. 13.
No.
Oh, 13. That does.
Yeah,
let's see if it beats his base defense. It does not. So you come and you stab with the spear, and it just moves out of the way, and you hear this like chortle, and it is going to do a disengage. It steps backwards, so I need you to make a perception roll.
Alrighty, I would love to. Yeah, the pain, of course, really hampering him here. Oh, or is it?
That's a good roll.
Gotta sweep with that spear, try and keep him from moving. Sweep the fucking leg.
All right, you can.
Oh man.
You can do an opportunity attack if you would like.
And what's the
opportunity attack? It's like it's 3 AP, but you take a hardship.
Oh, I don't know. Would I be able to just stop him from moving, or would I have to go in for?
I mean, if you want to stop him from moving, you would have to do an opportunity attack with a grapple.
Let me
see. Disengages. How much AP?
It's 1 to move 1. It's basically whatever your whatever AP is you're spending to move.
Okay, no, yeah. And does it have to be just a regular attack?
No, it can be any attack that you. It can be any attack action.
Oh yeah, I'll lunge again. I want to press him into the corner.
Well, he hasn't. He technically has not moved yet, so you get to attack as he's moving.
All right. Well, it's worth a try, I guess.
You could lunge and move here and attack too if you would like.
Yeah, if I see him trying to get that way, I want to pin him in the corner, basically.
Yeah, you can try that.
So I'll do that. It'll be a -3 on top of the 1 hardship.
Mm-hmm.
But at least I get to move. That'll make it much harder for him.
Yeah, but you're going to be at 8 AP.
Yeah. As he... Oh!
Okay.
As he shifts up to go for that attack.
Yeah, he can... So he cannot actively defend, so that's going to hit. And let's see. So that's 10.
Oh, my boy.
10 plus... You did adaptable, right? So... that's going to be 7 damage. 17 damage with piercing. Hit the torso. Let's see. So that would be going to be 15. So that's going to give him a wound.
Ooh, nice. My boy.
So describe that as he's trying to get back and you are able to stab him with your spear.
Yeah, as Zorath, this is his strategy. It's get in, get close, don't give them a chance to do anything. Just keep them busy while you just whittle them down. But as this thing tries to move and adjust, he's never seen a warrior like it. Its movements are much more refined, but Zorath is anything but refined. He brings the spear down heavy into the thing's stomach, kind of with the downward thrust with both hands on it, as it kind of digs in this wide swing to its gut, and scrapes through whatever armor it has, leaving it open and in pain. Pinned back against the side of this, hut, I guess, or whatever it would be in this case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as you stab at it, like, and you see this kind of green liquid come out of its chest, out of this. It has like a kind of like armor, you would assume. This hard carapace kind of armor. So it, what it does, it, out of its hands, these just all of a sudden, whoosh, and these blades come out of its gauntlets on its wrists, and it's going to do a offensive maneuver attack. So it's going to try to push you back 1 hex.
Interesting.
And it's going to attack you. So that'll put it at... It's going to aim... Let's see. It's going to aim twice. So that'll put it at 3. And then it's going to do this attack, which will put it at 7. You can't see his AP because this is...
Oh, no, I can't.
Yeah, you should be able to. There you go.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. Okay, so it's going to attack you with 2 I said 3 aims. No, 2 aims. 28.
Oof. I'm not gonna roll to defend. It would be with the wounds. It would be worse than my base defense.
Yep. So it pushes you back. 1. That's the first thing it does. It also hits you. So your base defense is 4. Is that correct? Or I'm sorry, 24.
24. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So 4 plus 4. That's 8. Hit you in the head.
Oof.
So that's going to be 13. Yep.
Definitely an injury, but not quite a wound.
Yeah, so it just slashes and hits you in the head and cuts you across the forehead and knocks you back. And
Zorath growls and roars out with his spear at the ready.
And it is still up. And you see, like, it brings this... we haven't done initiative. Okay, so we might have to roll initiative here. Let's...
Oh, okay.
Just to see who breaks ties, so go ahead and roll your initiative. Do actually do it. Can you do it without any hard? Or you need to do it with one wound.
Oh.
So
yeah,
let's just do that manually. So
from the sheet. Yeah.
well, if you do it from a sheet, it's going to count your wounds and injuries. So let's not.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
So just
So
roll.
two,
So you would be
four,
rolling. Let's see
four.
before you do it. Let's
So
your
it's K3.
so your reactions are
Four.
2. So go ahead and roll
So it's
5. Keep 2. And
K2.
yeah, unless you have any
Would it be
abilities.
K2? Because I have 4 senses.
Oh, K3 then. So you're rolling 6. Keep 3.
6, 10,
Yeah.
K3. Minus 6, right? Well, we can just add that.
Minus 3
Oh, okay, minus 3.
because of your. So you're a 26.
27. Or yeah, 26.
Let me add turn.
I can do math.
All right, so he is just going to roll his initiative as normal, because I'll just do this real quick and then add it back. Okay, so you're going to be first.
Awesome.
Alright. Okay, cool.
So that was. So what would he be at? 11 after that?
No, this is just initiative. He hasn't.
Oh no, I mean after his.
No, he's at 7. He was at 1 before. He aimed twice and then moved you back with offensive maneuvers.
Okay, cool.
So now he's still up. I just wanted to see what would happen if he aimed right here, because it would put you up again. So he's not going to aim. Instead, he is going to.
I mean, he'll fire, right?
Well, maybe. Yeah, so he raises up his other hand, and you see there's this apparatus on the inside of his wrist. You're not sure what it is, but he like points it at you, and just there's this poof, and this like huge webbing thing kind of flies out at you as the net is shot at you.
Oh yeah, Dora's gonna try and get out of the way. Of course, I mean there's no mechanical thing, but he's definitely doesn't want that. He knows how to use a net, and it's bad.
Yes.
But although he's curious now, this is not what he expected. He didn't expect it to try and catch him, unless it plans to pin him and then finish him, which Zorath would understand.
I don't understand that. So this is at close range or point blank, actually.
It's point blank, right?
It's point blank. Oh, it missed.
Oh, but it doesn't beat.
Yeah.
24. Oh, it doesn't. Oh my God.
It missed. So yeah, the net misses.
Yeah, Zorath practically drops to the ground. He's squat and just boom like that. And there's this grin as he's down low, this kind of like hunter stance, really, with his spear ready to thrust it forward and up at this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna step 1, right? And that takes me to 9.
Yep, unless you're lunging, but yeah, you can just step and then attack.
Yeah,
That's probably best.
I'm gonna step and go for a spear.
Mm-hmm. Doing a rushed attack, right?
No, I'm going for a regular attack this time.
Okay.
I want to make sure I land this.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's. Oh, I don't have any minuses this time.
Yeah,
right?
not.
It's all factored
Yep,
in.
it should all be factored in.
Ooh.
22. It's gonna try to block that. So it's gonna try to parry.
God, this is such an epic fucking battle.
So it does not.
Head strike.
Yep, head strike. So let's see. 11 minus 22. That's 11. Actually, yours was a leg strike. His was a head strike, but his doesn't matter.
Oh, I was gonna say shit.
Yeah. So 11. Let's see. All right. 11 plus 7. 18 minus 4. 14 minus 3, 11. So you hit it for 11. That's injury.
Injury. Yeah.
Yeah, so describe that as you stab him in the leg.
Yeah, Zorath takes this very cautious step forward. He's watching this thing's every move. And as it kind of goes to slap at his spear, he actually kind of uses its own momentum as it kind of pushes it away to drive it into its leg. It's not as heavy a blow as he would have liked, but he's going to take advantage of anything he can get.
Yeah, it like growls kind of and swings out with its blades on one of its hands.
I probably won't defend again unless it's like insane. I mean, even if it were insane, that'd be all the more reason to keep my 24.
No, misses.
Yeah, Zorath, luckily enough, his days of hunting huge, thunderous beasts have given him quite the agile body in a world where he can't even take a single hit without dying from like a massive jaw or tail swipe. He needs to be agile, and certainly enough he is as this thing swipes in, and I will go for actually, you know what? I can aim twice, can't I?
You can aim. Yes, you can aim twice and then go.
I will aim twice and then go in for a spear strike.
Okay.
So 2 benefit?
Yep.
Alrighty. Yeah, he does not want this thing to get another chance, and as much as he would love to just thrust and thrust and thrust with that spear, he needs to make sure it goes down with this one. Ooh.
24.
Rough.
It's gonna try to parry. Okay.
It's a rough one.
Hit. 12 plus 7. 19. Where did you hit him? You hit him left arm. He has no armor in the left arm. So 19 minus 3 is 16. That's a wound.
Yes.
Yeah, so you stab him in the arm. How does that look?
Yeah, so Zorath brings his spear up, and as the thing kind of goes to block, again, he kind of wraps it almost up into the claw-like hand weapons this thing has, kind of using it to twist up and actually thrust up into the arm as it tries to block him, as it goes up into his bicep. Lengthwise, tearing his arm apart, more of the green ichor spilling out. Zorath roars out, "Ah! Die, beast!" as he readies for his next strike.
Yeah, as you do that, the creature just, it's bloodied and seems to be getting beaten up. Let me see what, I just want to make sure how many. Yeah, he's just checking his wound threshold. He actually, or this thing, doesn't attack. He reaches out to this thing on its arm and like pushes these, you don't know what they are, but this thing starts like making all these like strange noises, like that kind of thing. And you are up again.
He doesn't know what that means. He doesn't know. Oh, my poor boy. Yeah, he sees this. It's an opening. He's going for it.
Yep.
He doesn't know what the fuck this thing is. He's heard beasts make some weird noises before, but nothing like that. Quite. As he just goes in for another thrust of the spear. That's what he has to do. Yeah.
10. It's gonna try to parry.
That's not a great roll, is it?
Mm-mm. All right, so let me see.
Those injuries are hurting.
Yeah, you guys are both in pretty bad shape. 10. He's got to beat. He does. He is able to parry that one. He is going to try to do a maneuver again. Maneuver attack. So that's going to be 22. He's going to attack you. Ah, boy, it's with a hardship, though.
Oh, that's going to be rough because he's got the 2 wounds.
Yeah, let me see. Make sure. Yeah, it's Mm-hmm. It's going to be very tough. Boy. Before he does, let me go back. I'm not going to do that. That's too hard.
Yeah, it seems like...
Yeah,
It's a lot smarter than Zorath should be, relatively, so...
So he's going to aim once and then do it. So I'm going to give myself a benefit for that attack. He's still trying to maneuver you, but...
Alrighty.
26.
Ooh, it's just 2 over my base defense.
It will maneuver you if...
Yeah, I'll take it. I mean, trying to roll that with the hardship probably isn't worth it, really.
Yes.
Well, I guess I do have... Oh, the risk of if it rolled poorly, though, is just too high, I think. Yeah, I think we'll keep it as is.
Yeah,
He'll push me back.
Knocks you back, so let's do the damage. 26, that's 2. That's 6 torso, so that's not even enough to give you an injury. It does knock you back. Cuts you, kind of more to like, he doesn't catch you clear with the blades. He more like catches you with the forearm and just kind of flings you backwards a bit. As you hear this, just getting like super, and you hear.
Yeah, you know what? This is actually... He doesn't know what is going on, but thrown goes off of range modifiers and stuff, right? So this would be point blank for here, right?
It would be, yep.
Okay, yeah. He just grins as this thing. He doesn't know what it's doing, if it's in its death cries or if it's laughing or what is wrong with this thing. It certainly knows Honorati, which is the name of his species.
Clearly not.
So he's going to aim twice and throw his spear.
Okay. You'll be at 25. Yep. Just do your thrown.
Yep. It's going right now. There we are.
So 2 benefits.
Point blank or adjacent. Oh, damn! 10.
It just goes over its head. And as you do that, so it goes over the head. It kind of moves its head to the side, and the spear goes through the tent and to the outside. And as that happens, it raises this other arm again, and it's going to try to net you one last time. It's going to aim once, and then fire. So...
He's hurt. This fucking battle. Oh my god. It's so tense.
Whoops. Net you 1 benefit. Additional mods, no. Point blank or adjacent. Yeah, it just. Wait, why is it doing guns? Whatever. It missed anyhow. Yeah, it just goes over your head again. As this happens, the net like comes through and it just stands there, and then suddenly there's like a boom explosion. I want you to make a acrobatics roll.
Oh shit! Oh, that's menu. Yeah, he doesn't know what this is or what's happening, but it's loud and scary, and we don't want to deal with that. He's gonna try and dive out of here. Holy shit!
You do. So you're able to dive to the side just as this massive well, it's not even that massive. It's very localized, actually. It goes kind of straight up and out a bit, but it knocks you back as the explosion happens, but you're able to tumble kind of out of the tent, and you don't take the worse for wear. But what we're going to do is we're going to do some environmental damage. See how bad it is. But you are able to negate 2 dice worth, so it's going to be 3d10. Keep 3. Yeah. Yeah, so that's enough to give you another injury, but that doesn't matter at this point. So
not a wound, yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah, Zorath kind of sees this. There's this burst of light, and as the thing goes off, he does this leap, and as the impact hits him midair, he kind of just rolls and rolls and rolls, kind of back, as it just tosses him. The burns and scrapes from the knockback, kind of singeing him and burning him, but the thing's definitely dead after something like that, as Zorath kind of grins and starts whooping and hollering and slamming the butt of his spear to the ground.
Yeah, that tent just is a flame, and then it catches on a tent next to it. The village, it probably is not gonna burn the whole thing because it's very wet and all that kind of stuff. But
well, the dead are dead, and the Zorath culture is to give unto others what you have. So, with this thing seemingly dead, he kind of looks around and closes his eyes and listens to the flames in the background. But beyond that, he wants to try and kind of get a hear for if there's any other movement around, if there could be more of these things.
Okay. Before we do that, let's just because I want to walk through how this works. So combat is completely done. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna update your wound. We're gonna transfer it over to what kind of wound it is. So the first thing that happens is I remove all hardships and injuries. Okay. So those all go away. Injuries don't do anything. Those are like nicks and cuts. Wounds we convert. So now I go to the wounds and injuries tab, and you have a levels of success of 24. Okay, for those following around the quick start guide, we're going to go to that section, which is, and 1.5 is coming out soon, but it should be, it's in the wounds and injuries section. So let's go to that. Wound effects. Okay, so this is, what is your wound level?
My wound level is 15.
15, and this is 24, so this is going to be a moderate wound. Okay, so moderate wounds are those equal to your wound level plus 5, but no higher than plus 10, so just barely under that terrible wound threshold. So now what we do is we're going to add 1d10 to your wound effect dice when you make your wound effect roll, which you can do. This was to the torso. Is that right? I think.
I believe that's what it was.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and do a
yeah, because he got me in the back.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll. There should be a button.
What is it, Brazilian?
Nope. Go to your wounds and injuries.
On the sheet.
Yep, on the sheet, and then there's a torso. I think you can get this from your buttons too. Just click torso effects there.
Torso effects.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Superficial.
And
moderate.
it asks you. Did it ask you? Yep, it added
Moderate,
it.
right?
It's 25, no effect. So if you look in the book on page 55, right? So this is what shows what happens. So anything. Like you roll, and this is what's so at a moderate, you would get a -1 to your abilities, or you got a.
I got lucky as hell, is what you're saying.
Well, I mean, no, it's just a good roll. I mean, you have resilience. It is a resilience roll, and plus a 1d10, right? So no lasting damage. First wound, just reset that. Okay, so. Yeah, you're going to be sore for a few days, but the wound actually doesn't stick.
Yeah, Zorath kind of looks to it and winces, but overall is pretty pleased with the outcome. Although he didn't expect that. His people don't even have a word for explosion, so that's something he's going to have to think on. Yeah, he'll, as I said, he'll try and listen and kind of look and watch, see if there's anything else around. Cautious in case there's more of these, but aside from that, he'll start walking and look for survivors.
Yeah, you don't see any survivors in the village, but you do hear this whirling noise kind of just on the other side of the village, probably just a little far away, a little further away in the trees.
Interesting. Yeah, he's wondering if it has something to do with that strange creature he's never seen before. It would line up. Zorath's a clever lad. He's not the most social, but he's wise in his own way, his own primitive way. Okay. He'll check for anything of use in the immediate area. Fill his pack with food. There's no reason not to. These people are dead. In Zorath culture, you're meant to give freely. They don't buy. They don't sell. You give something to someone else. They give something to you when you need it. It's that simple. And you don't name the dead. There's something else now. So he takes what he needs, looks for any kind of poultice or anything like that before heading towards the noise.
Yeah, you collect whatever you want to collect and head towards the noise. Let me. There's nothing here of interest besides you can pick up some food and stuff like that. That's all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's thinking he's going to go back to hunting and traveling. And he doesn't need a whole lot.
Yeah.
So.
1 sec.
My. Oh yes, I can see all of it.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it's
yeah, it doesn't really matter.
It's nothing crazy surprising or anything. It's about what we expected, I think.
Okay. You see this thing. It looks like kind of a weird cave out of nowhere. You've been to this area before, and you've never seen this thing. It's nothing you've ever seen before, but there's it looks like a cave entrance there in this thing. There's a weird orange ambient light.
Yeah, for clarity, Zorath do have iron and know how to process iron, so he knows what metal is, but this looks like a metal cave.
Yeah.
And, like, to create something like this, it's an abundant world, but they don't have any villages that last long enough. That's why they're so nomadic, to make this much metal even. Right? He's like marveling at it. He's like, where the hell did they get this? He's trying to think about how to rip some of it off and maybe use it to make a spear or something, as he'll kind of investigate very cautiously, again, kind of lurking and creeping in.
Yeah, you lurk closer. You just hear this continue hum, right? There's no you don't hear any, besides the ambient sounds of the jungle behind you, you don't hear any footsteps or anything or people about. You get closer to this cave and you see these lights flashing in various parts of it. This continued noise, this hum, this light. It looks like a strange firelight, almost this orange glow coming from inside.
Interesting. Yeah, Zorath, still kind of keeping low. He presses forward, going closer to the light. There doesn't seem to be any other sound. He's wondering if it's perhaps like a waterfall, almost that kind of weird rumbling, or maybe it's the roar of some strange fire. He's never seen anything like that thing before, and that explosion, which is a new word for him. It's probably going to be something like maklar, who knows, right? But he heads on in to investigate further.
1 sec. Why isn't this working? You do walk inside. You see generally this scene, except there's not a predator in there. You see that there's these pods. Cocoons, maybe, is what you would translate them as. There are things in there. None of your people. Strange creatures, humanoid, all of them. They appear to be kind of in this sleeping. Perhaps there's these tubes, vines, maybe you would think, running into them. And there's all these lights on the sides of the panels. There's this great, maybe, altar in the front. It's a very strange scene. An amazing thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the Zorath don't have temples in the traditional sense, but they do sacrifice to shamans, essentially. So the pedestal would kind of look something akin to that to him, but he sees these cocoons, and the first thought is maybe that net, maybe it was trying to capture things, maybe it's like some kind of spider or something, maybe that's why they're wrapped up by, it looks like metal, more metal, and something clear, which he's never seen before. So he kind of looks at it, and sees the people inside. And does it seem like there's anything else obvious around that he would understand vaguely? If not, I don't know what to do.
No, not really. I mean, it does nothing that you can. I mean, you can roll a sciences with 2 hardships if you want.
I don't think he's that. Honestly, I don't think he's clever enough to recognize any of this. Obviously, but yeah, with nothing else of interest that he can figure makes sense, he's gonna try and break open these strange metal cocoons.
Give me an attack roll with your spear. I would say this is at least difficult.
Yeah, he'll try and go for the edge, I guess. Maybe
Yeah, it's
try and
fine.
pry it open or rip at it.
Yeah, just
he'll experiment for a while to see where it seems weak.
Yeah, or you can just give me an athletics or spear, whichever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's the spear.
Yeah, I would say you're able to break one open.
Yeah, he'll go for something that looks the closest he can to Zanarati. Maybe he can talk to it.
Yeah, you break it open, and this whatever it is, you're able to wedge your spear in, and just through minutes of work, probably 10-15 minutes of just bashing at this thing.
It for a while. It's an iron spear.
Yeah, and finally you're able to probably wedge the thing open, and like there's this kind of seeping out of it as this. Thick water, as you kind of,
honey.
and it just kind of like drains out, and the creature that's inside, you can tell, is being held up by rope or vines or something, and it just kind of, it doesn't even slump forward, it just sits there. You see that there are these little things, like maybe tubes attaching to the body.
Yeah, he's thinking leeches, really long, weird, strange, not living leeches. He doesn't really. That's the only way he can explain it. He doesn't know what it is.
Can you give me a perception roll too?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's not sure what it is, but he'll try and loose them from this thing, presuming they look harmful.
Mm-hmm. As you're loosening them, pulling them off, they come off quite easily. You see that there's no like. They weren't in the skin, they just seem to be attached, so you see there's a little bit of a red mark as you pull them off, and as you do that, you kind of look over to your right, and you see that the cave entrance is closed, and you see that there's all these lights going on next to the altar.
Yeah, Zorath looks to the creature and kind of pulls out and sets it on the ground there. Is it breathing? He's not that concerned.
It is breathing, yeah.
Yeah, he kind of leaves it on the ground then and heads up to that weird altar.
Yeah, you head up to the altar and there's just these lights just and you kind of feel the sensation of movement below you.
Yeah, Zorath doesn't like that. Are the lights producing heat like a fire?
No. No, it's
no. Kind of wipes at it, like trying to scoop it up as if maybe it's some kind of strange stuff on top of the surface of this altar. He's not sure.
It's inside the altar. It's like they're covered by some thing, I don't know what you would call it, another small cocoon.
Yeah, he kind of pads at it for a moment, but isn't sure. He'll head back to the entrance. Does it look like there's any way to open it?
You try to push at it. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't open.
Yeah, he taps the base of his spear to it in a bunch of different spots, and well, that's a wall. He heads back over to the other creature and kind of leans down next to it and tries to wake it up, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just looking for a suitable token for it. Give me a sec.
No problem.
What do I want it to be?
Oh my god, I can't fucking believe this. This is like the most badass way that I never thought it would go.
Yeah, let's do that. You pull this. It looks similar, right? I say, man.
Zorath,
I say,
Zorath kind of cradles the thing in one arm, kind of slapping at the face very lightly.
Sorry, got me. Says something you don't understand.
Zorath does not understand. What are you?
That's
Where
okay.
from?
Disability.
Ah,
And he kind of just lets it go, letting it kind of fall back to the ground, and he goes over and he starts opening another one.
You begin to open another one, and you feel this very, very odd sensation as if you're like moving very quickly, but you're standing still. So you get a wave of nausea. Actually, give me a let's do stamina for that one.
Ooh, that makes sense. Yeah, the G-force is kind of hidden, probably, and such.
I'd say that's good enough. That would be a challenging. So you feel strange and you kind of wobble a bit, but you're able to kind of control yourself, and you see that this above the altar, there's this picture that forms, and it's see-through, but at the same time you see what you think it's stars, like.
Yeah, Zonorati have tattoos. They have art. This is the first thing he can think of, but
And it's
how
moving.
in the
It's
air.
moving, right?
Yeah.
It looks like,
So he kind of steps forward and kind of prods his spear through it a little
Yeah,
bit.
you go. It just goes right through it, right? It's.
And he kind of reaches out with his hand and touches at it, presumably.
As you touch it, suddenly you feel like the cave you're in move in one direction.
Yeah, he kind of tilts his head and touches it again and kind of slides his hand along it.
Yeah, you just like there's like this rocking of the.
Yeah, he kind of pulls his hand back very quickly and kind of looks to the cave around him, like worried it'll collapse or something. But it's metal. And he kind of looks to the orb. He doesn't know how. He doesn't know why. But would he be able to probably relate? Like, well, when I touch this, it messes with the cave.
Yeah, that you can do that. But as you do that, the other guy that you let out kind of has gotten up to his feet, and he walks over to the map as well, and he reaches up and touches something and like drags his finger, and as he does, you feel the actual cave like shift significantly and pick up. You're just like it feels very different, like you're going faster.
Yeah, Zorath kind of looks to the old man, the strange pale creature, and kind of prods its shoulder a little bit with his hand.
You. Name.
And he kind of pounds his chest a couple of times.
Zorath. Name.
As he kind of pushes it a little bit.
Dogar. And he like goes up and he does another thing, and you feel like this just sudden like shift, and you hear this you're not sure what it is, but there's this noise coming from the cave now.
Yeah, he doesn't like that. That sounds like the other noise. And he knows what happened after that noise. He kind of grabs the man's shoulder.
What Dogar doing?
It was Dogar, right?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, he smiles and then does this motion in front of the pictogram or whatever it is, and it disappears. And there's doot 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 doot, and then the ship starts or the cave starts rocking like you're in an earthquake.
Yeah, Zorath kind of grabs hold to hold down. He knows earthquakes. His planet has incredibly intense seismic activity. He's actually going to take shelter in the pod the old man was in, with the broken entrance.
Yeah, you get it.
Kind of clamber in
Yeah,
there.
you clamber in there, and you can't shut the door, obviously, but
Yeah, but keep the spear pointed out, kind of just in case this crazy, weird old man thing.
yeah, he sits down and kind of has a smile on his face, and all of a sudden you just and there's this jolt, and then suddenly just boom, and like you go upside down, around, and eventually you're thrown out, and you lose consciousness as you hit your head on something as this just terrible earthquake happens around you. When you wake up, sometime later, you're not sure what happened, but you see the cave behind you is collapsed and destroyed, broken, on fire. You're not sure how that happens, but you're just outside of it, and you wake up and your head is splitting, but you look up and you're in a place that you've never seen before. It's cool. You're almost freezing.
Almost cold.
Yeah, you are definitely cold. Yeah, you're definitely cold. It's you feel the breeze coming off this lake in the distance. You see no trees. You look up at the stars. It looks strange. There's 3 big moons. I'm not sure if your planet has a moon, but it looks like that. And one's super close. Yeah. One's in the distance. It just looks like this picture, kind of. And, yeah, it's just... You're completely not where you were before. That's clear. You have no idea where you are. You've never seen this place on your planet.
Yeah, Zorath looks around where... He kind of looks for the old man thing. Doesn't see it. His planet is like super giant class. It's fucking massive, right? So the moons are much smaller compared. So he's never seen a moon that looks like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he kind of looks out upon it and just rolling plains as far as he can see. Kind of tries to shake the chill off a little bit as he grabs some grass. First thing as he looks off towards the horizon. Punched in his fist and starts munching at it to see if it's edible.
Yeah, you eat it. It doesn't taste very good, but...
It's food. Zorath is pleased. Zorath starts walking.
You start walking, and you get to
He'll go for the highest point.
Yeah, that's what... You walk into this crest of this hill, and you see just this pretty huge body of water. And you see something strange. In the middle of it is this odd... Only thing you could kind of equate it to is in a mountain. But it's very narrow, and it spirals up into a tip. And on the top, there's this giant fire, like hovering above it. And as you look upon that, that is where the screen is going to fade to black for us.
Dun, dun.